Have you ever thought about using trading bots? I used Bitsgap in the last bull market and turned $1,000 into $50,000 within a 5-month period. I documented the whole process and put it in a playlist if you want to see that, along with other training videos and tutorials how to set bots up and make the most of the volatility of the crypto market. If you sign up with a link in the description, you'll get a 7 days free trial with no obligation to continue, and you can also use a demo account within Bitsgap so you don't have to risk your own capital. Bitsgap. Hello everybody, welcome back. Bit of a late video. I've been one of those days, you know, those days that we all have. This is one of those. So woke up at probably about 4 in the morning to the sound of my 3-year-old going pukeathon all over the place. Anyway, sorted that out, dusted that off, cleaned her up, blah blah blah. Carried on the rest of my morning from that point onwards, so from 4 o'clock, obviously, that's kind of where I woke up, stayed awake, and then after that, as I was driving around, my car tyre blew out on a motorway, just blew, gone, that's it. I didn't even realise, because actually, surprisingly, I've never actually had that happen to me before, so I didn't really know what was going on. I didn't know it was a tyre. I couldn't work out if it was a tyre, the engine, or anything, but yeah, so that happened. A lot of other things. Anyway, this isn't a stream about that. I'm just saying, it was one of those days. The only thing that kept me going throughout the day was this price action. Every time something else happened, another draw upon my soul, I would take one look at the chart and go, yeah, that's better. That's better. Maybe I am okay after all. Even EOS is looking okay. Right, so let's get started then. We've got a live stream tonight if you want to join the Patreon. You're better off doing it at the beginning of the month. You get a better value for money that way. So links in the description below. 2 live streams a week, and one of them being tonight at 8 o'clock, so just in a few hours. At the moment, we've seen this before, haven't we? Bitcoin moving up beyond this area, this $37,800 zone. We've seen it. We've seen it here, and here, and here. So we've seen it 4 times. This is a 5th time. So we can't really get too excited until we see a candle body closure on a daily. That's how I see it. But the moving averages are moving up quite close towards that area too now. So we've got the 10 exponential more or less at the support or resistance, depending which way you want to interpret it, which basically adds more weight to the idea that we will remain above it and that this area will flip to support at this point. Now, flipping to support does mean a retest. So don't be surprised if we see a retest of that, but at the moment it does look good. And again, continuing now with the RSI breakout and the money flow index breakout, and soon, hopefully, probably even over the weekend, we will see the MACD breakout. So we'll have a breakout of all momentum, volume, and price, which should lead us up to the next major level. And the next major level is actually pinpointed on this chart somewhere, I believe. No, I keep getting rid of it. It's roughly, and again I say roughly, around the $42 to $43 zone, right? So we'll just stick it in at right $42.50. Thereabouts. We're not going to get too complacent with exactly where the tick is, because there were so many wicks and candle bodies around this area. My preference, if anything, is going to be this major wick, just because of the absolute size of it, showing that actually that does add a lot of weight to it. And actually, it's more than that. We did a fib retracement, which I'd never normally do. I just do it to please you guys sometimes, it more or less came at that level. So it's the lower $42,000 zone is the next major target, which is not too far away in all fairness, but it's still good to go. Obviously, what we'll be looking at now is going to be, how bad is this money flow index on the weekly looking. It's creeping up quite close to 92 now. It's not at 95. It is at 92. So we do have to think about that and what that means. But, mate, taking profit on the way up is the best way, and waiting for the larger consolidation to buy back. Let's not get too clever. But look, there is a trend signal on this weekly, let's face it, and the trend signal will stay in play this week and next week, so long as we're above $26,000, and in the coming weeks, so long as we're above $30,000. The key really is to maintain highs on a weekly. Lows. The next new candle body closures on weekly, so long as we don't close below 32,000 at some point in it's probably going to be in the next couple of months into next year really, yeah, so probably end of December into January, so long as we don't see candle body closures below, it's about 30,900. everything's going to be a-okay. This looks like a super chart really at this point now. It is a lagger, obviously. It's Bitcoin, but it's not Meta, which is absolutely smashed, I suppose, when we're talking about like major players, you know, huge market caps. They can run hard, and Meta was one of them. Bitcoin more or less moving in the same way, really, the same sort of size, a little bit less, in fact. So let's not get too excited. But let's not get too devastated if and when we pull back down towards the lower 30,000s, which for me was going to be a buy that dip, I'm afraid. I mean, that'll be next year at some point when the bigger consolidation happens. Let's have a look at Ethereum, and then we'll wrap it up, because again, the live stream tonight, it's all about alts for the most part, some stocks, mostly alts, and you can ask me whatever it is you want. But a brief overview of Ethereum. It's still the same old, same old. We've not broken out yet. 2,140, that's fine, and which is basically in the same league as the total market cap 2. So alt season or continuation on alts is still pending. Bitcoin leading the market with the better chart. That does not mean at all that alts are going to benefit. It's just at the moment they're pushing the resistance. You want to see the resistance break, and at that point we talk about the 40% gain on total 2, which, you know, we might see a 40% gain on Ethereum, but you'll certainly see a lot of other altcoins do more than 40%, and this is going to be the alt season 2.0. So at the moment, Bitcoin leading the pack, and altcoins sort of dragging their heels. Yeah, you might say, all right, but Ethereum's up 3.13%, and Bitcoin's up just below 3. It's outperforming. It's outperforming, but it's not, if that makes sense. It's a good chart, but it's not broken out. Bitcoin would appear to be breaking out, so that basically allows Bitcoin to, still continue to be the dominant of all alts, of all cryptos, pushing those highs, and probably looking to, I suppose, dominate the run and get rejected at the next major level, which will then impact most likely all altcoins. So unless we see Ethereum breakout with conviction and the total market cap 2 breakout with conviction, Bitcoin is the main thing here, and everybody else is just sort of like playing the same game, not really doing anything particularly special. And again, it's a sweeping statement. There's going to be loads of altcoins that have got great setups, better than Bitcoins. We've established those in alt season, part 1, really. And as far as I'm concerned, that's over with now, and now we're looking at alt season 2.0 beginning above this level. Right, it's a long video, late in the day. Hopefully I'll see you on the Patreon live stream in a few hours. Other than that, I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.